Are you going to offer a resolution to expel George Santos?
Yeah, that's the plan. We're going to, we plan on filing the resolution this afternoon. It's been co-sponsored by all the New York freshmen. We just feel that enough's enough. Obviously, a couple months back, the suggestion was made because there wasn't a 2/3 vote in order to remove him from the House of Representatives to send it to ethics. I know that ethics has been a little busy, but, it's time that we see some results. And after the latest indictment, I think it's clear that he's not fit to serve in the House of Representatives. He's a stain on the institution, and that's why the New York freshmen have come together. He's also a stain on our state.
That was Republican Representative Anthony D'Esposito on his planned resolution to expel George Santos from Congress. Obviously, we talked on the show yesterday about the new indictments against Representative George Santos. And now D'Esposito has been joined by 5 other Republican representatives in this motion. So a little bit more on that from the New York Times. The group of 6 New York freshmen announced plans to swiftly introduce an expulsion resolution to try to capitalize on a spate of new charges against Mr. Santos and a vacuum in House Republican leadership, hoping to whip up enough support to rid themselves and their party of a major political liability ahead of next year's elections. Now, this is an exceptionally hard thing to do. Expelling a member of Congress has a very high threshold. So just a little more details on how it can be done and the likelihood that it will be done, which is little. As the House's most extreme form of punishment, expulsion requires a 2/3 supermajority to pass, a barrier so high that it has only been cleared 5 times in the institution's history, making it far from clear if the move was little more than a messaging exercise by Republicans preparing to defend swing seats next year. And obviously, as we know, George Santos represents a district that is extremely vulnerable, as do a lot of those, as he mentioned, it was the freshman delegation from New York, a lot of them in newly created districts that favor Republicans are facing extremely tough re-elections, and they're mostly representing swing districts, some of the most vulnerable districts in the country. So this feels like a messaging move and an attempt to show that they are not in line in complete lockstep with the Republican Party as they appeal to these voters, who most of whom went for President Joe Biden. Now, this isn't the first time this has been attempted, because House Republicans previously rejected an attempt by Democrats to expel George Santos in May after his initial indictment. Reminder, this is just additional indictments against him. He had been previously indicted in May. But Mr. D'Esposito and his allies said on Wednesday that 2 things had since changed, creating a potentially perilous situation for George. First, Mr. Santos's campaign treasurer pled guilty last week, admitting in court that she conspired with the congressman to report false donations and a fictional $500,000 personal loan to the campaign. Then late Tuesday, authorities added 10 new felony counts against Mr. Santos, dramatically expanding the case against him. Now, Representative Nick LaLota had this to say: "I have a feeling this resolution is going to catch fire. Many people feel like we do." Continues on, Mr. LaLota said that the New York lawmakers had no commitment from party leaders to greenlight an expulsion vote, but the resolution seemed opportunistically timed to coincide with ongoing deliberations over who should replace Mr. McCarthy, who was ousted last week. If the New Yorkers feel strongly enough, they could use their leverage in the vote for Speaker to advance the expulsion push. Now, George Santos, infamous for his many lies, released the lengthy statement, and I will read it in part. Amidst this chaotic mix, more wrenches are being thrown, further complicating matters. It's disheartening to witness my colleagues prioritize their campaigns over the essential work that needs to be done. An expulsion of myself as a member of Congress before being found guilty from a criminal investigation will set a dangerous precedent. This will do nothing other than erase the voices of the electorate. Now, Jackson, I think that if this does come to a vote, Democrats have an interesting position and an interesting role to play, because they initially brought forward the first motion to expel George Santos that the Republicans shot down. But now we're closer to the election. And do you want a more level-headed Republican running in this district to face the Democrat candidate in this district? Or do you want them to have to run against deeply unpopular criminal liar, George Santos. In my opinion, from the outside looking in, I think you don't want to expel him on the politics side of things. On the policy side of things, this is a man who doesn't deserve to serve in Congress, as many of our representatives do not, but he absolutely shouldn't be in Congress. But on the politics side of things, Jackson, like, what is your takeaway of how the Democrats should approach this?
Yeah, I mean, from the politics side of it, I think that they should approach this as well as anything else from the standpoint of what's easiest for us to win. And in a way that's not like a big gamble, because George Santos, even the majority of the constituency in that area want him gone at this point. So, they really would. And also, too, like, for instance, when they got Kevin McCarthy out of that speaker seat, that was very good strategically for the Democrats, because now look at the additional chaos that's going on. Now, on the other side, for the Republicans, they need to go ahead and get rid of him, because it just doesn't help their case in any way. On top of the fact that one of the biggest plights of the Republican Party right now is Trump 2024. And he is a crook and a criminal, and he's trying to beat that brand and that look. So on the other side, like, that's why Bob Menendez, like, bro, just go ahead and step down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you're 40. It's not like you're at the very beginning of your Senate career. Like, you done did your thing, like, step down, because that weakens the Democrats' case against Donald Trump, and he's a crook. So I think you're right. From the political perspective, yeah, just let George Santos stay in there, because, I mean, the dude, like I was saying the other day, like, he could hold up a cup and be like, this is black. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, and be like, I think it's beige or yellow, or like, no, it's black. Like, so yeah, go ahead and let him stay in there. Let him do his thing.
Obviously, we don't want to we want to be careful. We don't want to too harshly attack 9/11 survivor, Holocaust survivor, whatever, Ukrainian war survivor, George Santos. He's been through a lot.
Right, for real. He got a lot of trauma to deal with. We don't want to add any more, So I always wonder, like, what's really going on in his mind? Like, what does he actually believe? Because his lies are even more egregious than Donald Trump's.
Mm-hmm. He is a fascinating character, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.